Morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the session on building resilience for food and nutrition security by making institutions more effective. So we are talking about institutions and more specifically capacity building of institutions. So let me right away introduce the speaker this morning. At the far right is Sean Ferris. He's the Director of Agriculture and Livelihood with the Catholic Relief Services of the US. Suresh Babu. Well, Suresh had different hats, so I have to remember exactly what it is now. But he's Senior Research Fellow for Partnerships, Impact, and Capacity Building, Strengthening at IFPRI. And on my left here is Lauren Augustine. She's Director of Program for Resilience and Extreme Events, and she's Associate Executive Director of the Division of Earth and Life Sciences, the National Research Council of the US. Next to her is Cornell Foley. He's Director of Strategy, Advocacy, and Learning, Catholic Relief, no, Concern Worldwide, sorry, Concern Worldwide in Ireland. And we have Harriet Mugera, who is a PhD candidate in Italy, and she's going to do the rapporting for us. And at the far left is Samia Zakaria Gutu. She's the Director General of Central Statistical Agency in Ethiopia. So we have an excellent panel to talk on this topic. And I think the main issue that we are trying to look at today is how can institutions be really effective in addressing the issues of resilience. And I think the key question, I mean, there was a lot of questions during the week about institutions. And in terms of looking at the community level, at the national and regional level, when we talk about building food and nutritional security, do we have the right institutions to do the job? We also realize that most of the institutions in developing countries, and particularly in Africa, are quite weak in terms of responding to these needs. And some have become even weaker in the last several years. We have a couple of examples in the presentations where institutions have been completely destroyed in countries like South Sudan, and they are not able to offer any kind of support. There are also issues of new kinds of requirements and opportunities for institutions. People were saying that if we want to build long-term capacity in terms of responding to shocks like food price volatility and other sorts of problems that smallholder farmers face, we should look at the whole value chain approach. And most of the institutions, if you look at extension and research, they are not really well equipped to provide that kind of capacity and services. The other point that came up during the week is the need to work across different sectors. So we can't really address resilience issues by just focusing or working in a particular sector, for example, agriculture or health. So there is a need to work across different sectors, which means that you need also institutions that can cooperate across the various disciplines. So as I said, the main question that we want to look at is how can institutions contribute effectively in building resilience for food and nutrition security. We'll be looking at some examples that work or have worked quite well. What are the challenges, especially at the community level? And also, what are the different things that we could do to make institutions more effective? So without any further ado, I will ask our first speaker, Suresh, to give us his perspective in terms of setting the scene by providing a framework to identify and prioritize capacity building needs for a resilient food and nutrition system.